I'm going to explain to you how to get set up in MyLanguageLabs. The first thing you would want to do is just type in, you can see there's this long URL up here, but you really just have to type in www.mylanguagelabs.com and it's going to take you straight to this site. And so to get started, most of you, if you, this is the first time using, if this is your first time using MyLanguageLabs, then you're going to need to register, okay? And so you would click on Student, and right here you're going to see the three things that you need. You need your email, you need your course ID, and you need your access code, or a credit card to buy it with. You can get your access code in the bookstore, or you can get, in the bookstore you can get your access code. You can either buy just an access code. It would be a white cardboard folder, and inside it would have a really long number that looks, I don't think they've given you an example of an access code, but it's really, really long. And then otherwise, it comes inside your book and it's in that cardboard box and it has your access code. Your course ID you get from me. And in the past, I've put them in the syllabus. This time I didn't stick them in the syllabus. They're on your Moodle site. So you would want to come out to you would want to go into Moodle. This is one of my classes. This is spring 2016. This is Spanish 1 FJW 07. You would want to make sure that, if you are not in that class, then you would want to check your particular Moodle site for yours. But if you scroll down, I've got all this information on my Moodle site, who I am, my email, etc., etc. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom where it's the book, you will find your course code or your course ID. So this is the number that you are going to need in addition to your access code. So you've got to have an access code plus the course code. Okay, so once you have those things, then you hit OK, register now. Okay, so an access code, this is what the access code looks like. So if you have one, if you have already gotten one from the bookstore, then you click yes, and you would hit next. And then you would just hit accept. And this is asking if you have a Pearson education account. If you do, meaning you have like my IT lab or my math lab, then you can click yes. It's going to allow you to plug in your login and your password that you used from your other class. However, you cannot use an access code from another class to log in here. Additionally, some people will set themselves up in another class and then they will go in instead of the register part. I'll go back out. Back up. Some people who have set themselves up as My IT Lab will go right here and try to log in. You can't do that. You have to register for each class individually. So even if you've registered yourself for My IT Lab or My Spanish Lab, My IT Lab or My Math Lab or My Chem Lab, to get into My Spanish Lab, you're still going to have to start over with registering. And this is where you can link your accounts, okay? So once you put in your login name and your password, you would type in your access code and then hit next, okay? If you do not have a Pearson education account, you'd click no, and we'll just create an access. Okay, and my password. Oh, it's not long enough. Okay. Okay, so you create a login name, you create a password, and then you type in your access code and you would hit next. I unfortunately do not have an access code, so that's as far as I can go for those of you who have an access code. If we go back out here, no, I need to buy an access code. Then you would want to click on, this is meaning you don't have one, you didn't buy it at the bookstore, that you were going to purchase one using your credit card. So you would go out here and click on My Spanish Lab, because that's what don't click on My Spanish Kit You want to click on My Spanish Lab, hit next. You want to find our book. We are using Arriba, and so there it is. And it now has 2 butterflies. The newer edition, the 2015 release, has 2 butterflies. So click on that, hit next. And then you have to decide whether you want a multi-semester subscription or a 1-semester subscription, and this depends on how many semesters of Spanish you're planning on taking. If you're taking more than one, I suggest going ahead and getting a multi-semester subscription, but because it only lasts for so long, you will want to take your Spanishes back to back. You don't want to take your Spanish now and then take a semester off and then try to take it again. I would take them back to back. If that's not going to be feasible for you, then you click a 1-semester subscription. When we click multi-semester, it's $137.25. If we go back and we click on 1 semester, it's $84.25. So that might also make a difference in which one you want. And then you can click again. I'm going to click no, I don't have a Pearson account. I'm going to go ahead and do my my username and my password, and then you would click next. And then you would type in your name. And your email address. Okay, and then you do your country, which is USA, and your zip. Our zip is 27282, in case you didn't know. And then you can find our school. There's our school. Select the question you want us to ask you. My father's middle name. Can we contact you? That's up to you. And then click next. And then you would go in and put your credit card information and hit continue. I'm not going to do this because I do not need to buy another access to my language lab, so I'm going to get out of that. And then once you're set up, you can sign in. And when you sign in, you plug in your username and password. You'll notice that I'm plugging in something different here because I was making up a fake one before. And once you're here, yours is going to look a little different because I'm an instructor. You see all of the sections that I've ever created. You should just see one, and it will look like, you'll just see one, and you'll click, let me go back. It will look something like, darn it, let me log back in. When you log in, you will see something like just this, and then you'll click on it. Okay, I have to go through a few more steps just because of being an instructor and I have multiple sections. This is not what you will see. Okay, so close your eyes for a minute. And then I'm in. What you'll want to do though for the course, you've got to get into my course, and right now I'm not seeing that it's letting me do that to show you. Let me see if I can go back to just the template and see if I can show you what you need to do next. Because once you log in, I'm not seeing it. You have to be able to enroll in a course too. So once you finish setting yourselves up, there should be like a little drop down. There should be a little drop down that says enroll in a course, and you'll want to click on that enroll in a course and plug in our course code. Otherwise, you'll get to the main site, but you won't see the little book that you need to get in. Oh, here it is. This is what I was looking for. Sorry about that. So when you get out here, actually all of this is going to be blank, and you'll want to click enroll in a course, and then you'll plug in our course ID. Our course ID is this number that I put on Moodle, and once you plug in that and you hit submit, what's going to pop up is one of these little books. And so from that point on, when you come out here, you'll be able to just sign in and go straight into the class. And I'm sorry I couldn't walk you completely through it, simply because I don't want to re-enroll in my language labs, but hopefully this is enough of a tutorial that'll help you get started.